So today, before we get started on this video, I consider liking, subscribing, and turn on post notifications so you guys are the first one to see this video. So right now, we're talking about. So first thing we're going to be looking at is the warnings as of right now. Currently, only 8 minutes old as of right now, updated 8 minutes ago. So we have winter weather advisories, parts of wind advisories, parts of even the freeze watches up here, and then we got pretty much red flag warnings for parts of South Carolina, if not most of South Carolina, going in North Carolina, and pretty much. So really, there's not too many warnings as of right now. So let's go on to looking at what we can see this weekend for the severe weather. So here is the GFS. This is not really accurate. You really just see where the storm is going to be popping up, and I'm only going to be showing the pretty much what is going to be the severe weather. So this all be shown right here. If you guys look, we have severe weather. Our severe weather could be possibly be starting by April 24th, around there. I could see seeing tornadoes, high winds, definitely, maybe some tornadoes at night because the storm is supposed to be passing through some places at night. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys see tornadoes towards the night. Um, so pretty much then you see it going to the north and all that, some rain. Like I said, this is not really accurate. All I would base it off is we're going to be seeing a severe thunderstorm or severe weather, and this I would say right in between this whole entire area from Florida all the way to Virginia, all the way to Texas, in between there. So now let's go on to Mike's weather page and take a good look at that. So as you guys can see right now, we're going to be looking at the water temperatures right now. But first, before we start looking at the water temperatures, I actually want to be looking at the pretty much the next 120-hour rainfall, pretty much. So we're going to be going down there and looking at that. All right, so this is the next 5 days of rain. So you guys can see most of our rain is going to be for Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, South Carolina, and then to North Carolina, even in Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, pretty much up in here. So as you guys can see, this is going to be bringing a lot of rain for the most of the East Coast. Besides parts of Florida, is even going to get some rain out of this thing. But if you're going into more into Florida, you're not going to see as much rain. Pretty much dry weekend for you guys. But if you guys look, the next 120 hour, next 5 days, we could potentially see most of the next 5 days, most of the rain from this thunderstorm that will be causing a lot of rain. And then we got the Kansas and U.S. border. That's where we're looking at a good. These probably are a little bit underdone, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Pretty much, I would say your estimate total for this purple is between anywhere from an inch all the way to 4 inches, if anything. And then we're talking about parts of Virginia and Kentucky and North Carolina. We're talking about, I would say, anywhere from an inch all the way to 2 inches, if anything. So that's the next. Now let's look at the next 24-hour period. Not too much looking as much. Not too much that's happening in the U.S. next 24 hours, weather with rain wise, and then we're looking at pretty much just really the rain is going to be really in the middle of the United States, which is not even going to be that much. That's within the next 24 hours. So what I want to look at now is if we look, I actually want to take a look at the temperatures real fast. Alright, so this is going to be current right now as a Fahrenheit, April 21st. This was updated at 6:03 p.m. So this is what we updated exactly an hour ago. So I will go about a degree down on some of these right now. So you're talking about really the middle of the United States has warmed up because I know they were in the 31s, 30s, 29 around there. So it has warmed up rapidly a lot since that cold front has passed through last night. I know the cold front earlier brought some bad thunderstorms, severe weather into the north and Washington D.C. and then parts of the Hampton Roads and Virginia area, and then we're talking about Outer Banks and North Carolina area. So pretty much that was severe. So really, you're looking at everyone's looking warm besides North up in here. It's not too cool. I know parts of the East Coast is supposed to right here, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and going up. So it's supposed to drop down a few degrees yes tomorrow. I know where I live is supposed to be 58 for a high, and then the day after it's supposed to be 81 for a high, which that is spring for you guys because that's what you look at when you get spring. So if we look, I'm looking for the water temperatures right now, as of right now. Um, so right now we're going to look at the water temperatures to see what the hurricane season is going to be looking like because I know the water temperatures are above average as of right now. So we look, so here we go. Our water temperatures are coming up. I rarely use this. I rarely use this water temperatures. Here we go. So I'm actually going to be going by this right here. So if you guys look, um, Tampa Bay, Florida. So if you guys look, this was updated 2 minutes ago. Um, if you guys look, that this is pretty warm, and the Gulf of Mexico is warm as right now, but Gulf of Mexico is always warm. If you guys look onto the shore of the Atlantic side, up into the Chesapeake Bay and all that, you're excuse me, you're talking about a good 60, maybe 50 degrees there. But if you look in the islands in Cuba, you're talking about a good 80 degrees, which hurricanes love this, which we won't see hurricanes in this habitat because it has to be a little bit warmer up into the north, towards the north, going into Virginia and North Carolina. If you guys look, but pretty much the water is a little bit above average as right now, which right now it makes sense because it is El Nino year, where the Pacific is cooler than Atlantic, so Atlantic's going to be warmer this year than the Pacific, so the Pacific is going to be below average and the Atlantic's going to be above average. I know earlier I heard something about the down there in Brazil, below the equator, we have a tropical storm forming. Not going to affect no one, not even make landfall, nothing to worry about. But it's pretty interesting to see that we have a tropical storm forming below the equator, which is absolutely rare. Never really happens, if not, probably never happened. But it's surprising to see that we see that tropical storm forming below the equator, which is rare. So, like I said, I think it's going to be a busy hurricane season. If I could pull up the um, if I could pull up one of these maps to show you guys where this storm is right now. Uh, I just had it earlier. I was just looking at it for fun. But if you guys here it is. I believe so. So this is where this tropical storm is right in here. It's very interesting because this is Brazil right here. It's really interesting to see that we are below the equator as of right now, and it's really not going to affect no one, nothing, not even to do anything. But it's really interesting to see a hurricane or a tropical storm right below the equator, which is absolutely rare. Which this right here is where it's nighttime, daytime right now, and then going into night. So you guys can see that it's beginning the sunset right now where I am. So let's look at the next thing. I actually do want to look at the probability of the next 4 storm days. So we're going to be looking at the probabilities for tornadoes. So I want to look at the. So right now we are looking at day 4. Um. So right now, let's see if we can pause this. So we're going to go day 4. So right now we're looking at day 4. This is day 4 as of right now for severe weather outlook. All right. So the day 4 is April 24th, Saturday. So this is 15% chance of severe weather for the 4th. So day 5 out. Uh, probability too low, it says, as right now. Let's go to day 6. And then we got in the next 7 days, we could potentially see another thunderstorm coming in and forming.
Internet says back on right. Just let you know.
Sorry about that, guys. Like I was saying, 15% probability in the next 7 days. This is going to be within the next 7 days. If we look, this is going to be Tuesday, April 27th. Like I said, this is a 15% chance of probability of severe weather in this area. It could be outside of it, it could be inside of it. We don't probably know, but we got a good idea that there will be severe weather around Tuesday again for this area, which might have some tornadoes with it. I'm not 100% sure. I imagine so, because normally when you got dark red, you guys are normally going to see spinning in it. So, if I can look for that one map where it says let's look at the next so if we look at this is the next 3-day thunderstorm. Alright, so we look at this, we're talking about a slight thunderstorm. They're just predicting this right now, just a slight, and then we're going into Texas, slight parts of Alabama, Louisiana, slight, and then we're going out into here. We're talking about a minor, pretty much. We talk about parts of Oklahoma in there. So that's why I said when you look at the GFS on the tropical tidbits, you realize the storms in this area, but really the National Weather Service will pretty much. This is called the Storm Prediction Center. This is what they do. They predict these storms, and this is pretty much what the storm could form in this area. And that's why you see the GFS is like one spot. That's why we have to say never ever go off the GFS, but we can see a severe thunderstorm forming within that time, like I was saying. If I can look at the probabilities, if I can find a map for probabilities of tornadoes and all that, because I know they have a map up here for that. I was just on it the other day, and they had the probabilities for tornadoes. They might not have it up here anymore. If not, it's probably only 24 hours. So I think that's gonna be a wrap of the video today, guys. Really, I'm excited for hurricane season. Exciting, pretty much. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, and hopefully you guys turn on post notifications. And here's the little back story of me, why I wanted to start weather. It's just due to my dad. He got me into weather back in, like, I want to say back in like 2012. That's when me and him tracked our very first storm, and it was very exciting. I was very happy, and I remember tracking Matthew, ICS, Irma, so many more that I can't think of the top of my head. I really started remembering tracking hurricanes back in 2015. I want to become a meteorologist one day, and that's what my goal is. This is just for practice and fun, and hopefully soon I can get my camera working, or I can get a camera ordered in, and we can be doing some more stuff so you guys can see my face. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, that's just my little back story. What I want to do with this channel, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, see you.